Does, yeah, I have no idea.
See, look at Al's eyes. They're winking. It's almost like there's or issue.
And then next, Alex and ask you if you can hear this.
He just said he could wait for me if he could. Probably tell what ears doing. Do we need to hold up starting the meeting or having technical difficulties?
That's up to you guys.
We haven't got the rules Zoom, we never need to be on Zoom. Well, if people can hear, we could still broadcast. We don't know if they have audio on it.
Anybody that uses this normally, maybe, you have any ideas?
Everything's connected, right? I think we have to. Yeah.
Right here is what somebody else said.
Thank you, everyone, all please. Okay.
Hoping everybody can hear, can't hear.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Apologize for a little bit of a late start due to technical difficulties. First up, Steve Graham, Wayside.
Good morning, fellas. Thank you. Do you all have copies of our 2023 budget request? If you don't, I've got some extras. And I see you shuffling, so it's just the next page over. Thanks, Jessica. Too tough. As you know, we think we continue to provide the shelter and support to the homeless in our area. We've not had the same number of residents. It's declined from 183 3 years ago to just a little under 100 last year, solely because we started restricting admission to the shelter to the residents of Jennings County. To this date this year, we've served about 80 residents, men, women, and children. We've got a grandmother, her daughter, and 2 children in the shelter as we speak. We've had 14 come from out of state or county, but that's just usually for an overnight stay. And if we're open, it makes no difference. Anyone's welcome to come in and take a hot shower, do the laundry, have a meal, whether they stay overnight or not. The average duration of the stay of our residents is about 12 days, and we review each person individually on a week for extensions. We're a Christian organization, but we don't discriminate about accepting our residents. We take any ethnic group, religion, age, sex, or sexual orientation. Our shelter is drug and alcohol free. We use a program called My Case to do a background check on every potential resident for safety of the volunteers and the residents. However, with the approval of the board, I sent a letter to local law enforcement last week. If their officers find an individual who may be intoxicated or under the influence of drugs, but they think that person would be better served by a night in the shelter rather than in a cell, we'll accept them on the agreement that they'll do a background check on the person. And if they create a disturbance that we're not able to deal with, they'll return as quickly as they possibly can. My purpose here is to show you our budget request for 2023, which is a sizable increase from the past, but I think I can explain it to your satisfaction. In the past, if there was a difference between the expenses and income, it's normally been made up by the board members. I personally got over $6,000 in the game since December of last year. In our 2023 budget request, I'm asking the city and the county councils for $8,700 each to help make ends meet, and the city has already agreed to support us. It took us 7 years to accumulate enough money for a fire suppression system for the shelter, both upstairs and downstairs, and a fire alarm system. And that was only after receiving a $19,000 grant from United Way and a private donation of $10,000 for the header system. Now, at the direction of the fire chief, we need to install knock locks to the exterior of the building, and that has all the keys to the entrance so they don't have to break through doors in case of a fire. Cost for that industry standard box was $524. You may remember last year we needed to desperately replace the roof. That hasn't changed. We had $5,000 set aside for a $35,000 repair estimate that's 3 years old. In the meanwhile, our AC unit quit last month when the temperatures were near 90 degrees. As you know, it hasn't cooled off a bit. The repair cost was $230, and the repair people noticed the previous servicing was poorly done, and in one unit, it was taken apart and not reassembled. So we signed up for an annual maintenance contract of $650 to come and inspect it. The first inspection showed deficiencies in all 4 units that with a $10,000 discount cost $2,400. So to pay those expenses, we took $3,700 out of our roof fund, which kicks our new roof a little further down the road, but we'll get there eventually. We're going to continue to pursue grants, but the care for the homeless in our area is not my problem, and it's not your problem individually, it's our problem. And it's an opportunity to make life easier for these people for at least a short time. So I encourage you to please support our approval and approve our request for the budget. Pending your questions, that concludes my presentation.
Any questions?
What we've been doing 5.
We gave you 5. right?
Yeah, the city gave us 5,500, he gave us 5, but like I say, to make up the deficit, you know, when I took on this, I didn't figure on paying for it myself. And that's what we do. If something needs to be done at Walmart, and just go get it, you forget about it. The bill needs to be paid, you write a check for it. And it's a lot to ask. And that's why we're asking for the extra $3,700.
Any further discussion, or do I have a motion to either approve or do what we did last year? We increased fees because we know that we got a problem, so I don't.
And that's
Really
the trouble,
see.
everybody's got a problem, that's the
Yeah.
problem.
Well, here's an example. Last week, one of our volunteers, her husband, found a man passed out, sleeping on a bench right across from the mayor's office in the city. He couldn't stand up. He was clean and filthy. His eyes were infected. They couldn't lift him, so they called dispatch, and dispatch brought him to the shelter. He was out of it. We got him cleaned up. Had to use a wheelchair. We taken care of his eyes, and just a couple of days ago, he agreed to enter a rehab center on his own. Of course, he's done that before, and last time he stayed a day and a half. But I really don't want to see the county paper reporting on a death on the sidewalk across from the mayor's office, or in the yard over at the courthouse. And that's why we need this opportunity. When I retired from the service in 2004, I didn't expect to be doing this, but it was a way to pay back, and I think it's important. And I know you guys do too. So really, I encourage your support.
So are you making like temporary repairs to the roof at all, or you just letting it?
We move buckets from place to place when it rains, and it's not going to change. That it's not. But we'll keep working on it. I say we're working grants like mad. May have made a mistake. I don't think so. Several years ago, we had an approval of a grant that would have done the roof. The only thing was we had to change our grant request to say that we weren't a Christian organization. And, you know, it wasn't worth the money to change that. You know, we couldn't be involved in that one. So we'll just keep pursuing grants in areas that we can, and they may pay off. And we'll save a little bit at a time. And we say in the budget, we'll put money aside for our roof fund. Eventually we'll get there. You know, we're not asking anybody for that chunk of money. That's just too much.
Yeah, but if you're moving buckets, then, I mean,
We do a little patch job. We climb, it's a flat roof, and that's what makes it tough. We climb up on the roof and you throw some tar on the weak spots, and you see what can happen.
You're not gonna be building very long if you get putting buckets out.
Well, that's a 1880s era building, you recall. I mean, it's been used for so much, and it's been a labor of love keeping that grass from going, I promise.
have you had anyone give you an estimate as far as like how much of it is materials and how much of it's labor?
We haven't gotten broken down. The last estimate we got said it was 35,000. That was 3 years ago. But we got it broken into sections where you do 13,000 here and 12,000 here and another portion for the other section that we could break it up. And we're working on that one. We're working on that hard.
So how much do you have available to buy materials for the roof?
Oh, right now, probably a little less than $2,000.
Say took
Let's say we took
3,700
it,
out.
but how do you keep the shelter open when it's 100 degrees outside? So, you know, so the priority had to be to keep the air conditioning going for those folks, or it would have just been a nightmare.
I'm not saying you're doing that for my call.
No, you're thinking like that, and I appreciate it, I understand, I can hear the wheels going.
Why don't we go ahead and increase to what he's asking for, and then if anybody knows anybody that can help us, see if we can get this roof. We use volunteers and whatever.
Well, we're working with Cummins, we're working with the Jennings County Foundation, we're working with United Way. You know, we keep working for the grant, so a piece at a time. You know, we got a $10,000 grant request from United Way now, so we can probably, if we get that, we'll come up with a little over 9,000 for the roof, which will give us 12,000, which is maybe a section. You know, that's how you eat an elephant. Like,
What I was thinking is if you could come up with the money for the materials, if I can find somebody that will do the labor.
I think go back and look at that.
But I kind of need to know what the material,
What the materials would cost out.
and if yours is 3 years old, it's double that.
I was gonna say 12, so I'm gonna pay.
Lumber hadn't gone down in the casket.
Nothing's
But I will, I promise you, I'll pursue that list of materials.
Because I know one guy that likes to help situations like that, but he doesn't want to be known, so,
I know a lot of people like that.
okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the request.
I'll second.
Unanimous.
Thanks.
Thank you for what you did, sir.
It's important, and I thank you.
Next step, Pam Petrie.
I'm just here to ask for a request to apply for a grant with the state for lead case management and environmental testing. It's a new grant. They're lowering the lead level. Currently it's 10 and up. They're pushing it back down to 5. And so that will increase a lot of cases. And it's a 2-part grant over 2 years, and it's only paid out when the cases are done, submitted into the state system, home visits done. For the case management, it's $10,723.94. For the environmental portion is $8,034.66, with a total of $18,758.59 over a 2-year period based on the case. You can, if we're not able to find someone to do the environmental portion, that's a lot more requirement. They have to have pass test, be able to go in and do lead testing in a home, submit those and things like that. I'd like to be able to find someone to do both. And I think this person would be able to work from home, not really, be much in our office and things. So I think it would be a great opportunity for someone, but it starts July 1st, the new fiscal year. And like I said, it's elevated blood level reduction funding. So I'd like to, permission to apply for that, please.
You're not asking for any matching funds from the commissioners to make a salary difference? Any discussion or motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Nikki Lucas, HR.
After seats, I left a work at home request form from Judge Bright. She has a court reporter, Crystal Hensley, that is having surgery on July 7th. And she is asking for permission for her to work from home starting a week after surgery.
How long is she gonna need to do that, Nikki?
Through July 22nd. So a week and a half.
Ellie feels confident that she can do her job pro bono. Motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Unanimous.
And I wanted to remind you that Jimmy Blevins' retirement party is tomorrow from 11 to 2 at the Elsner Meeting Room at ETC. Make it in.
Oh, you have Nikki? Next up, Mark Miller.
After our ARPA meetings last time, I was asked to bring in a priority list of the projects that we're going to spend the money on, and also some accounting procedures. So it should be in your packets. Let's talk about the accounting procedures first. Can you pull that one out? We currently do business with First Financial Bank. The money that's going to be given to us for these roads, we're going to put into Old National Bank. Just to help us not commingle the money internally, it makes it easier for us. The account will be under CSL, Homeowners Association, and Jennings County, whoever you decide, the county council, or however many people you decide will have a read-only access. So they'll be able to go in and look at the account at any time to see the balance on the account. Monthly or quarterly, depending on what you all desire, we will do it monthly so we can provide a spreadsheet on every project that's in process. And we will tie it out at the end of the month to the bank account. So every month you'll receive, or every quarterly you'll receive, and you'll be able to, again, tie it all out to the balance in the bank account. This account will be used only for the projects that we have listed for this month. We'd like to keep the right to change these programs if we need it. Of course, we'll come in front of you. If I find I got a project that I thought I could do for, I set a budget of 75 and it's 125, we say it doesn't make sense to do it, then those money someday will be used for other projects, and we'll stipulate what that is in advance and bring those programs to you. And any questions on the accounting side? And then I have my list of projects that are going to be used. And if there's any questions, if you want to review them, what I intend to try to do yet this year is repave the parking lot. We have a firm updated quote on that because of the Boys and Girls Club and the school buses coming in. I want to try to get that done as soon as possible. It needs striped, it needs guidance for the buses and so forth. Clubhouse repairs, the roof definitely needs to be done. We have firm quotes on it, on the painting. So try to get the clubhouse repairs done this year. And possibly if I can get in budget and get the quotes, I'd like to get the bait shack done this year. So it's ready for next spring. Another one is, and if we have a dry August, September, we still have a problem with the lake and it gets low, I'm gonna try to resurface, and it's back in here somewhere, I'm gonna try to resurface. It's depending on weather. The boat ramp, which is in horrific shape. So those are the things I'd like to get done this year. And the last line of my is I assume we need to get formal approval. The ARPA meeting wasn't formal approval. And what's the next step? Getting the monies transferred.
So you have a total of all these projects,
Yeah, they're right out of there. 990.
and that's if you did them all.
That's if we did them all as they are.
And that's in addition to the $1,000,000 for the road that you've already paid. So it's 990 plus. The
No,
$1,000,000.
the money that you're giving me for the roads, this is what we're gonna spend it on. This is my projection, this is what I will spend it on.
Okay.
And we've got project numbers listed.
So the way it came to,
Pardon me?
the way it came to 2 million is because of the roads that we currently don't have to pave those, is what bumps it up to 2 million.
Yeah, you're over time, but you've already, as I say, you've collected 400,000 to date, and you're gonna collect another 1,600,000 over the life of it. I estimate about $2 million you're gonna collect over the life of these roads. It's not a profit, obviously, you gotta reinvest that.
Is there anybody in the audience or on Zoom that has any questions of what we're talking about here as far as the funds that we're using to do this and what we're doing? Does anybody have any questions? We're basically trying to revitalize CSL with, what do you call that, ARPA money that we received from the federal government during COVID shutdown. So it's basically not using local tax dollars per se to do some much needed repairs and upgrades at CSL. So just trying to bring everybody up to speed if you don't know what we're planning on doing. So
We're in kind of deep on it right now.
do what?
I said we're already in kind of deep on it now.
Yeah. So at this time, you're wanting us to vote to go ahead and approve the 990.
To approve to take the remaining roads that we have and put them into your road fund, and to give us the
I
$1
think
million.
we're gonna approve this, and then I'll want like a definite, when we go to approve the rest of the roads, we'll have to have like a definite, this road, this road, this road, how many miles, that all has to be like,
That's already done. Tim Hunt will provide that, but that's already been done.
but we'll have to have it here present to put it in the minutes before you can approve it, so you probably do that at the next meeting. Or have Tim bring it to the next meeting, or send it with Jim.
That will be the last of the roads. That's 100% of them.
That'd be 100%. You already have approximately 14 miles. This is we have 20 more miles. Of which again, I say 8 are brand new. So
Did Tim run all that through you, Jim? He did not?
Jim,
no, it probably has not, but we have them completely mapped out. Because originally I had O'Mara's quoted, so we took every road, and every cul-de-sac, everything that wasn't complete. It's on a map, it's marked. We actually have the road mileage listed that came from the road inventory, wherever we got it from. So no, we have it done. It's just a matter of handing it to somebody. And I believe Tim said that he would do the paperwork to submit it to the state so you can start collecting your money. I believe he volunteered to do that. He's not here, so I'll volunteer.
I assume Jim needs to look it over.
Yeah, I just assumed that Tim had already done that with Jim to be sure that it's all approved with NDOT and all that kind of stuff, but Jim, can you get with Tim Hunt and get that figured out, and then because that definitely every road that we're gonna vote to take over, I mean, that's gonna have to be part of the minutes.
Okay. Would you like me to bring out a copy of what I have already? Yeah, I mean, that's what Tim's gonna bring in. I'll drop it off your office today. Okay.
So as for today, do I have a motion to approve at least the funding for these projects that Mike has submitted?
Second.
Unanimous.
Okay. So,
As far as the money, you get with the council on that.
okay, council meets Monday,
Their meeting this Monday.
4th Monday.
They need the second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday,
Yeah.
next month, July.
It's a 13.
Okay, so I need to show up at the council meeting, get this information to Jim, show up to council, they approve it.
They don't need the road information. We need that.
Okay,
That'll have to be voted on to accept the roads before we can go any farther on that. They're just gonna need what we approved in this meeting for the funding for this.
okay,
All right?
okay, just to understand, so I need to get that information, get it to the council, and then the next commissioners meeting, you accept the roads. And then we can, I'm just trying to set the project timelines and quotes, so at that point in time, the money can be transferred, once you've got the roads.
I think the money can be transferred on this immediately.
Okay, okay, so I'll get the bank account set up and get it ready. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Next up, Sandy Vance. I hope you're not asking for money, because we're already broke there.
I can tell. I can tell. I appreciate your time. And my name is Sandy Vance. I'm the president of the Senior Resource Center of Jennings County. And it's been a long time since I've seen you guys. Been to one of the meetings.
I like what you've done with your hair. That looks nice, though.
COVID. I quit coloring my hair and went white. I don't understand.
I actually like it.
Well, thank you. I'm here today to talk to you about the center and just to bring you up to speed on how we serve the people of Jennings County, just like you do. You serve the Jennings County people, and I love our county, and I know that you also love your county because you're sitting here serving your people, and I hear that you're sharing everything that you have at hand with our people in Jennings County. And the people in Jennings County love our center as well. And I feel I have to take care of our own people. And in the past, the amount of money that has been shared with our senior resource has been shared with Bartholomew County. And that takes away from our county, and it takes away from our people. We are in dire need of a director for our center. And we have a temporary director. Her name is Susan Mills, and she has served on the board, and she has served as our director for over 6 years. And because of family ties and some family illness, she is stepping down. We are looking at trying to hire somebody as our director, and we'd like to pay them a wage that is comparable to other directors that serve. And we've never done that before. We've always paid somebody by the hour, and it's generally approximately 20 hours a week. Our center is a business. It is run like a business, and we need to pay somebody that we feel is very deserving of that. This person has to be very acceptable to the type of people that we have. We have a lot of different things going on in our center, and we're trying to get back up to speed. And it's been one of the most frustrating times in my life. I've been there since 1998. Not that I'm over 50 or anything, but I'm sure that the pandemic has been very frustrating for you as well. We've had a president pass from COVID. We've had our cook, Sue Collins, pass with COVID. And we've lost members from COVID. And all those people are spokes in a wheel, if you want to put that in your mind. And each time we lose somebody and represents a spoke in the wheel, it gets harder and harder for that wheel to get started. And we have closed and opened so many times because of the COVID and trying to protect our people. And each time it just gets slower and slower until we get going again. It's to get us up to speed. And we have some new members, and because they are hungry, not just for food, we provide contact with other socially. They simply want someone to talk to or someone to listen to, and then you hand them a meal because their body is hungry too. We feed the soul and we feed the body, and every age has a need for our senior center. Our center has a huge hole in it, like I said, and we desperately need to provide our center with a person that can lead us and help us with grants. Now we have grants, we get grants, but the lady that was helping us, Sandy Bassell, I think she spoke to you all last year because I couldn't be here. She had to retire because of the illness. She recently had a pacemaker put in, And her husband's not well, so she had to retire to take time for her family. She was our treasurer. And we have a lot of volunteers, and what we all work together, and it just seems like that everyone has a job to do. And all of our volunteers are the ones that keep us going, and the donations that we get, which is very slim. But we have volunteers that spend anywhere from 1 hour to 50 hours a week. And I can attest to that. I'm one of those people that is there constantly. Last week, our ice maker quit on Father's Day weekend. I had a house full of company, a house full of family, and I had to go up and mop the floor because the kitchen had flooded. Even though that we are a 501c3 and nonprofit organization, it is run like a business, and we need a director desperately. What I'm considering and asking the county, and I'm going to be going to the council, is we would like to pay someone at least $40,000 a year to be our director. And I'm asking for $20,000, and I'm going to ask the city council for $20,000 for a combined $40,000, so that we could pay someone that would stay for a while, and someone that can really get in there and help push the senior center to be more than what it is. We are considered a soup kitchen and through Gleaners, and we serve grab and go meals, and we cannot charge for these lunches, and we do put out a donation jar, but we get very little. And we make some money on rummage sales, grants, fundraisers, bingo. Bingo is carrying us right now. We have bingo every Wednesday, and it's $1,500 to $2,000 that we make on that. But it's basically rotating our money, and we're staying afloat, but we do need help from the city and the county. And I would like for you to consider.
So do you have a board,
Yes, we have a board.
and is it currently full?
No, would you like to be on the board?
Not that I wouldn't love to be on, I just don't have any more time.
I understand. I understand completely. We do need people on the board. We've had,
I guess where I was going with that is if the board actually approved of this wanting to hire this person for 40,000, was that like a unanimous
yes,
decision to ask
Yes.
for that? What tends to bother me about that is I personally like giving the money to the organization and it goes to the people.
mhm,
If you give the money to the organization and it goes to one person's salary, then that money is lost, and we can't guarantee that it actually got to where it needed to be. I understand what you're saying, I get that, but I've just seen too many times that we give the money for a salary, and then the salary, if they do that position up to a period of time that they're not happy anymore, and then the money doesn't trickle down to where our intent was for the money to go.
the lady that works, that is our temporary director, she only works like 20 hours a week. Because that's all we can afford. We need somebody in there that they pay the bills. Of course, we have a treasurer, we have a secretary. But right now, we are struggling, and we're reaching out and trying to figure out how we can keep the senior center going, because we have so many people in need, and we know there's a need out there because we see it every day. We've even had people ask us for gas money, which we don't supply.
Do you have a report of how much you were open, like through the COVID shutdown, and how many people you served and how many meals you served?
Yes,
You do have all of that?
we do have all of that, and we have a lady that's working on grants. One of our board members is working on grants. Now she picked up where Sandy left off, and we do have that information, but I just wanted to come early before the budget hearings and talk to you about how desperately we need help.
What did we give you last year?
I think it was 7,500, wasn't it? We split the money with Bartholomew County.
So it was 15,000 and we gave you 75, and then,
Mhm.
as I recall, was that last year or the year before though, when maybe you called me at home before the meeting and we talked about trying to figure out, because I didn't want to make anybody mad, and give one person everything, but I do want it to stay within the county. So are you no longer getting along with the other entity that?
No, we've never been notified. They just simply don't notify us. And I don't know where the federal money goes.
And is that
There's-
Thrive Alliance, is that the one you're talking about?
Yes, yes,
And so
because
they're not serving Jennings County at all that you know of?
there is, Connie Rayburn works for Thrive Alliance, and I know that they, I can't say, some people say that they had food at senior center, senior housing over on Henry Street.
The presentation that they gave us was, they came in with a whole list of these are the people that we served and.
I'm going to come back next month with our numbers, but I wanted you to know now that we are struggling and that we do need help. And I'm going to talk to the city council as well. But
Where I would be with it, I don't know about these two guys, but where I would be with it is if you come here with a budget request, I'm gonna specify that, I'll probably vote to approve money, to increase your budget or whatever, but I won't specify that it goes to a director. I won't vote for that. If you choose to do it that way, then that's between you and your board, but I mean,
okay,
deep down in my
and I
heart,
understand.
I just want, I want the money to go to the people. And if it goes to an individual, then I feel like
Okay,
I've lost what, if you guys opt to do that with your money and then,
I mean, personally, if they're gonna
you
use. it for
struggle and
salary,
you shut down, and then next year you come in and you want that money, then I would have a real hard time voting for that, because that's technically not where I specified I wanted the money, but you understand what
I understand completely. Yes, and I want to feed the people.
That's
If
number
it's
one.
for the
We feed
people, the
them.
food, I mean, I'm all in, but salary, I'm out.
Okay. Okay.
So we should table until we get. the figures.
Well, I want to see your actual, who you serve in your budget request and all that before we. So I appreciate you coming in early, but if you can bring us that paper and.
Sure, and I want to come back next month as well, and I just wanted you to know what we were doing. We do have quite a bit going on. We have the bingo, we have free bingo, and on Thursdays, and that we have different entities coming in like Autumn Trace, Majestic Care, some of them from Columbus, Seymour. Those people bring in consumables like paper towels, toilet paper, shampoo, soap, and that sort of thing. And we have what they call free bingo, and then that's the prices that they win. And that generally runs around 25 to 35 people every Thursday. And we help them that way. And we have a lot of help from different nursing homes. And they come in and they help because they want to be advertised too. And back to Bartholomew County though, they quit contacting us like 5 years ago. When we were going, they said, well, you can have money. They specify what the money is for. And they said, you can have money if you have a van. Well, we didn't have a van, so we didn't get any money that year. So the next year we went back and I said, we have a van now. Well, that's not what we're gonna use it for this year. So, it's been a struggle for us.
So
but
you're
there's
sharing
five-
your money with them, they're not sharing any with you.
Right, technically, yeah, that's how it works, and that's how it has worked in the past. And
How did you guys get connected?
That's what I'd like to know, why are you even connected with them?
they were already connected. There was a Thrive Alliance board from Jennings County that went to those meetings, and they they have control of the money. There's 5 other counties.
And they control
Some of
all.
these counties have closed their senior centers because they were very small. Crothersville was one of them.
So they're doing really well in Bartholomew County.
Oh, yeah, yeah. They had, I could go back and pull out some of my notes from some of those meetings, but it was approximately maybe 150,000. And we always had to split ours with Greensboro. And
It's kind
We've
of hard
always had
to
to
prove
split
money
money
when you're giving it to
somewhere.
somebody else.
yeah, but yes, we can specify that for the food program, we are a soup kitchen now. I'm in the process of working with Gleaners for a grant to rebuild the back of our building because it's, for lack of better words, the men told me it was scabbed on and it's pulling apart from the building and you can see cracks in the back side of the building. And I'm working with Gleaners on a grant to give us money to rebuild it, to tear it off and build it back. It leaks a lot in there and we have a flat roof like Steve's building and there are so many problems with it.
I don't know if it's possible because I know typically people and boards can't really get along. But I guess sitting here looking at how many people have came in the last couple of weeks and how many people have came tonight, it appears to me that there's like maybe some redundancy that we could cut out, like maybe we could combine several organizations and then that would free up some staff and then also give you a bigger fund pool to take care of more people.
Mhm. We work with
I saw a couple of heads shake out there.
Yeah, but when I got involved with the homeless shelter, they were a food pantry, a clothing pantry, they passed out pet food. I mean, it was just, you couldn't believe all the redundant efforts that were going on. And so we were able to cease the food pantry business because Ginger's doing a great job down at the food pantry. And we got out of the clothing business because St. Vincent de Paul is right there doing that kind of work. And as far as a soup kitchen, I'd personally take a look at the kitchen they're providing down at the Good Samaritan Food Pantry. Because if you've got 2 of them, they will come. But if you just have 1 of them, they will go to one. It's a thought.
It's a different group of people. We have a different group of people for our dances, for our free bingo, for our bingo. It's just really different. We work with the coordinating council. We work with Ginger and she shares her stuff with us. And MUTC shares their products and their donations with Ginger. And yeah, we all communicate and we're working with a grant with United Way. And, you know, everybody it's like an octopus, isn't it? Everybody is reaching out to everybody, and trying to serve everybody that we possibly can and reach out and touch someone.
We have folks that go over to the senior center for a meal.
Mhm.
Sure do.
Do they leave the homeless shelter during the day?
We close between 9 and 5.
Okay.
And the reason is, 1, we don't have volunteers, and 2, we kind of encourage people to go to work or look for work or go to counseling appointments or get out of the building and do something, productive. And then we start taking them back in at 5 o'clock.
And we provide meals from 11:30 to 12:30 for those people, so they have the opportunity to come to our place. And these people know, they're streetwise, they know where to come to for food. And we got out of the pantry too, because all our volunteers were getting so old, they couldn't unload the trucks. You
Okay, I'm
laugh.
not going there.
But that's just the way it is, or they pass away. We had to do something.
I don't wanna go there either.
And we all decided, well, Ginger's doing such a great job. We refer people to them or to the coordinating council. We try to help as much as we can and give information. So, but yeah, we can revisit you next month and bring our numbers and.
This is why I don't like having meetings in the morning, because now I'm depressed for the whole day.
No, you should be happy.
No.
Look at all these,
We're gonna keep it rolling.
no, really. Look at all these people that donate their time and their
I'm happy
energy
for that.
and their money
But it
to
is,
serve the
the
people.
problem
of
is
Jennings
everybody-
County.
the overall problem is the pressure,
It gets worse by the year.
and I don't know how to fix it. And like you said, I'm worried that when your generation is gone, who's gonna step up to the plate and do this?
And that's why we are allowing younger people to come into the senior center, because we see that problem. And we know it's gonna be a problem, because you're lacking a generation there that does not give and does not help and does not reach out. And it's really gonna be a problem in the years to come.
I wonder if there's any kind of program that the school system has. To where we could get people like the high school involved in what you're doing.
Oh, I know the Community Foundation has a youth group, and I haven't kept up with those over the years. I was very involved with it, but all my energy's been going to the senior center.
So you're currently open,
Oh, yes,
and how many days a week and what hours?
we are open Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 9 to 1. We serve meals from 11:30 to 12:30. We have dances on Sunday night. And those people come from Batesville, Greensburg, Madison, Bedford, all over the place to these dances. It's a completely different group of people. And we have those people from other counties donate to our center,
And roughly how many attend the dance on Sunday?
anywhere from 30 to 50.
All right,
You're invited,
I'm gonna go.
you promise?
Yes, I did.
Okay, the doors open at 4:30
4:30.
on Sunday evenings. We have bingo on Wednesday night, and the doors open at 4:30. We serve
I
meals.
probably won't come to the bingo. I lived enough of those when the kids were in St. Mary's.
Yeah,
I've done my share of bingos. I'm sorry.
I've heard that from other people. I do have our mission statement, and since I printed it off, I want to give you all a copy. And we are in the process of redoing our bylaws, and we are going to be changing that where it says 50 years and older. I feel it's important to just serve anybody in need. And we'd like to invite everybody.
Now you really depressed me because I just found out under your current bylaws. I technically fit in.
And do you know that some people will not, so are you going to come down? It's really a lot of fun. I'm not old enough. And I said, really? How old are you? Well, then they start backpedaling and say, but I said, you're young enough. You're young enough. It's just a number. So come and join us.
All
And
right, good to see you.
good to see you, and I appreciate your time. Thank you all so much. Keep up the good work.
Keep going, Sandy.
I like that.
Covered bridge certification.
Yeah, there's a paper in your folder, not in your green folder, but the one in front of you. It's just certifying that there's two covered bridges. in the county.
And we are currently in the process of getting our covered bridges on the National Historic Register, which why they weren't already on there, I don't know.
This is something that you guys do every year. You just have to be certified.
Can we do that one, not this one?
So that-
Do this one and not that one? That's the one that was in the back.
Yes, please.
you going to discuss the next one, the maintenance department?
Yeah. So the maintenance department has a credit card right now that was approved, with a limit of like $2,000. They're purchasing some mats for the ground for them to be able to move a vehicle over on the courthouse lawn that was approved by county council. And that purchase is like $4,800. And so they're asking for their credit limit to be up so that they can purchase them, because that would be purchased online.
We can't rent those mats? This is like for a short period of time, or are we gonna be reusing
My understanding from council. Or
It's great on there.
Council. Charlie, sorry.
I just
Put
think
you on the
about
spot. In the county council meeting, was it your understanding that they would reuse these mats?
Oh, they were reusable, yes. And they were said it was to be used to prevent pilots or whatever when they're running on the ground. If it was wet outside, they couldn't access it, they'd have to go rent them or buy them or rent them, and that they would be usable for a very long time.
That was allowed to use it when they did the windows problem.
Okay, so do I have a motion to allow the maintenance department to increase their credit card limit to 5,000?
I'll make the motion to approve it.
Second. Unanimous. Jim, do you know the stuff about the coon hunters going to use the buildings, what dates and?
I don't have the dates.
Sherry told me that the days were open. I guess this was something that Dave Lane started, was it last year or the year before? A group of coon hunters come from all over the country, and they use our fairgrounds as a hub before they go out on their individual hunts or whatever. And so they're basically asking to use that again this year. And I guess they're asking us to donate, not charge them to do that. And we have it in the past, I guess.
One thing they done in the past was they charged people to camp there, the club did, and we did receive that money to cover like showers, water, and what little electric they use.
You haven't had no
So if
issue,
they do that again would be helpful. We shouldn't have to be up for that.
you haven't had no issues with them though, have you?
So are you correlating with them then? You're the one that's gonna be, or is it Sherry doing it, or?
Either way. I just think we should still have them go ahead and charge for people camp.
So do I have a motion to allow this club to use the fairgrounds, and Jim and Sherry will oversee the process, and as long as they charge the campers and that money comes back to, I guess that goes in the fairgrounds account.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll say.
Unanimous. Anybody else have anything before we go on to the payroll claims? Charlie, you got anything?
You
Nothing?
want to do that?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
We're having trouble with the Campbell Township Sewer Board getting members, and I've got two names I'd like to appoint if you guys are good with it. One is Mike Hines and the other is Elizabeth Cummins.
I will second that. I guess since Shane presented it, he's saying it's anonymous. Or
Unanimous.
anonymous, unanimous. And then, I have a accounts payable voucher from County Highway for $30,274 for the basically emergency purchase of a pickup truck. We were kind of, I don't know how many years down out there, but the sign guy's transmission went out, right? And it wasn't really worth fixing anymore, had too many miles, so new trucks were ordered. What's it gonna be, a year and a half possibly to even be able to get a new truck?
You'd be lucky to see it in October. Yeah.
So they purchased a used truck to get by. Here it is, you guys want to look at it?
Same one.
This thing got to where it's not really fun anymore. You can't, I mean, you just can't find it.
It don't matter what it is, can't find it.
So I have a motion to approve that account voucher for the pickup truck.
I made a motion to approve.
Second. Unanimous. Tessa, can you possibly get them a check today so they can buy that? That was all we had on the regular business, correct?
That one need to be signed. Does that one need to be signed?
Yes.
We didn't have prior minutes in the packet, right? We did.
Yeah, there's the notes.
They're on the top.
On top.
Okay, you want to-
I looked at it on the email.
I have a motion to approve prior minutes.
I'll make the motion.
Unanimous. I have a motion to sign payroll claims.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Unanimous. Did you guys get something to sign?
I guess you give us a couple.
It looks like my stack's a lot bigger than your stack.
Keep picking on you this week.
They come out of his phone.
Eat your pens, Stacy.
Yes.
Nate, what you been up to?
Staying out trouble.
Are you coming along with anything on the water and you got everything rolling?
Doing well, these, just got notification of firewall shipped, took them 2 months. And then NITEC should be starting work beginning of July. They're waiting on the cabinets to show up. Crazy supply chain.
Yeah, you can't get anything on time.
Pause.
That's why you got them all. They're all big ones.
Huh?
They're all big ones. Randy, was you happy with the fair?
What's that?
Ask Randy if he's happy with the fair.
Overall, yes. Way too hot.
I figured you didn't like that part of it.
Didn't like that at all. Well, it was well attended, even what they eat. So.
I didn't make it one night, I hit the dry streak.
Saturday was our biggest night, I would think, the grandstand, we could hold any more people there. So it's 30 steps. Yeah, it was overall, it was good.
Good to hear. Have any heat strokes?
I think Dave talked about, he had 10, 3 of them was all critical, not critical members, but I had to go down Monday night. I think it was Wednesday, we had 2 on Wednesday. We had one race.
Anybody else got anything or realize that I've forgotten something? Any got anything? Cool. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Yes.